I'm finally back, and we're on Ballpark 2. I built the CN Tower last time back in the day. Time to build the Camden warehouse building. This is middle project. See, it's a survival world, full achievements and all that. You can tell because how my garbage loot and my garbage buildings. But this is how you build this beautiful building located in Camden Yards, Baltimore, Maryland. It's alright ballpark, in my opinion. Don't listen to what they tell you. It's the greatest park in the It's alright. It's alright. I'll be showing you how to build this beauty. I don't have an interior, but I'll show you how to build an interior. At the end of the video, I'll show references of an old world where I built this exact same building, but actually built an interior. But so I'm just going to go piece by piece, show you guys how to build this beauty of a building, and I hope you guys enjoy. And just for the record, I hate the Baltimore Orioles. Let's get into the building element. I'm now in a flat world, and we're going to start constructing the Camden Yards warehouse. I'm just going to go show the layout, show you a wall, because there's no need for me to rebuild it for the fourth time. But just some side notes. The beauty about building this Camden Yards warehouse, it's a beautiful building. Beautiful building in Baltimore. If you've seen it, you've known the history behind it as a baseball legend, even before baseball. The just a symbol of the industrial whatever garbage of Baltimore train yard. And I just got to say it's a beautiful building. It's beautiful in the history and also in regards, but none of my yap. I just want to say the beautiful building, and you can build it however you like. The actual Camden Yards building's over 1,000 blocks long, or blocks. It's over 1,000 feet long. It's like 1,177, something like that. It's a big building. Look at pictures. It goes past the ballpark. It goes out into the parking lot. It's massive. The beauty of this is you could build this 2 blocks. Like if I really wanted to, I could just build this warehouse like 2 pillars long. That's because it doesn't matter. The design is so it's literally columns. In my design, in my world, I have 20 columns, and I believe I'd say 18 or 19 openings, right? And that's just how it is. I can build it. I literally, my first adaptation, the one you'll see in the end credits, was only 15 blocks. I added 5 extra because I felt it was too short. Or too short. So let's get into it. I'm sorry for the yap. I'm very passionate about my ballpark builds, but here's what I have for you. This is the general base, the short part. This block's going to be over. I mean, the problem is if you want to build what I did, with doing 15, you're looking at around 85 blocks long. My bad, 85 blocks long. And the easiest way to add a taste is all it is this column. Then you skip 3 over sandstone. This it's just rinse and repeat of this process right here. And you're just going to do that for how many times you want. I'm just going to stick with these 2 columns because there is no point for me to build it all because this is all it is, right? So you're going to get this, bring this over here until this is what you have. Plain and simple. Picture this is the column, the warehouse. I can take it as long as I want. The only reason I'm doing this, you can build it longer than me, you can build it shorter than me, but I'm just showing this can be built any length. Now on to phase 2. In the phase 2, we start getting a little different. You're going to put it down another column, or if you're broke on brick, just like I am, you take this out and you just put some cobblestone behind here and here. Reason is, it saves you a little brick, and when you're building this puppy and you're on limited brick, trust me, you're going to want to do this, because, hell, you could just put another layer of brick down there, cobblestone, bring this line over, and then just throw some slabs on each column. Now, this is what one column is, right? It's just rinse and repeat this process as long as you want. My personal belief, do it 20 blocks. I know it's long, but you want the rectangle of the warehouse to really peak, and it will carve right through your world. And it's not too tall, so your skyscrapers will peer right over it, and it'll make a beautiful landmark. So, in my personal opinion, 20 columns long. A column is this. It is not an opening. It's a column. It is this. Easiest way to calculate it, I just do columns. So, now we're going to keep going up, and this is where we get into a fun part. This is where we get into a window element, and we only have 2 of these before we start doing rinse and repeat kind of cycles of this, which leads into stage 3. Alright, on to stage 3. This is where we start getting into a little interior design for your Camden warehouse. But we're going to keep building up with these columns. These columns are strong and mighty. They will always be here, but these windows will always be there. I mean, literally, just rinse and repeat. Not this, but you'll see later down the line. Now, the window is actually going to be a block back. So picture this is where your window is. This cobblestone is your window, right? That's why we have the depth in the building. So what you're going to do here is put down a smooth stone slab. I like this over a regular slab just because I feel like it gives a more stronger depth in the build. You're going to raise this by 3 blocks, and then you're just going to kilt it over. Okay. On to stage 3, the second floor. Now, I built a mock of the second floor window. You're just going to repeat this process. Now, remember, these columns will always be like this. The openings are where you get the windows. Always have an opening, you have a window above it. If you have a column, you're never going to guess what's above it. Another column. So what you're just simply going to do is just build this brick design that goes up. And then this is where you get to the fun part, your window. Your window is going to be inside of this cubby, almost. So you see it's indented, should not have had brick, but it's indented into it. This is because you don't want to have it kind of fish glassing out of there, or just even just kind of peering. So you want it indented, almost to build kind of depth. This is where you could also put your, like, if you just want to be like, oh, I don't want to inside of my warehouse, you could just put black or whatever you want to do. But I put glass in the inside. You're going to do a smooth stone, that is sandstone in the furnace, for anyone who doesn't know. And you're going to put it right there, and I like it better than actual sandstone. I just feel like that gives a worse depth. So, smooth stone, you're going to go up 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3. And then on the 4th block, you're going to cut over, leaving this sandstone behind, or this cut sandstone behind, to cut off and also give more depth into your window design. So as you see by here, I hope this I'm making this. I'm trying to make this crystal clear. But bam, there's your first window to your first floor of your Camden warehouse building. And now we go on to whatever the next stage is, and floor 3 of the build. The people, but all you're doing this floor is after you see this indent, the one you did, a block above, just put some sandstone. On the back, yet again, you could, throw some cobble, so here and here for the back view. And all you're going to do is build a nice, you're repeating that, but you're using sandstone. And you show in another detail that I forgot to mention my last step. I'm doing this side as a corner, and I'm doing this side as extended to show you. So when you're doing this, always add this and this. I should have had this. I'm apologizing now, but because this side will connect to the next corner. So I'm not going to do that for the next. I'm just showing that we should always connect these. I will add these connectors to show you what connects because there's only one detail that shows what's different between a corner and an extended. And I will show that when we get there. But on to the 4th floor, and this 4th floor will be repeated 4 times. I will say that again when we get to that segment, but I just want to repeat, this 4th floor will drive you crazy. All we're going to do is go up 4 different floors, and then we can get to something different. So I will be building all floor 4s just out of respect, but let's get to that part when we get to it. And here it is, my eternal downfall. You're going to repeat this. It is literally this and this, but without a column, 4 different times. And I lied about the bulgy windows because I forgot about these. But but all you're going to do is just build that a bunch of times. You're going to repeat your same process of doing that, putting the sandstone inside, and you're going to do this exact step 4 times. And just to show you as a different column, we're just going to extend this column up and over. All you do is we're going to go slab, slab, slab. Bring this column up by 4 blocks. So that's 3. There she is at 4. Bring this over, connect the arch, extend all the way through, and you're just going to repeat this process up. It's done, or you're seeing how process is easy, it's just getting bricks the hardest. Now here we are, we're at our 3rd final floor, or 2nd. Depends on you, because the roof can be, I don't care. Anyways, we're finally out of this garbage and we flip the sandstone up. So all you're doing here is you're building our beautiful, we're repeating the process all the way down here. Sandstone, sandstone, cut sandstone, all that jazz. and you're bringing it over. Now let's repeat the process again just to make sure everyone at home identifies what we're doing. So we bring this over, bring this over. Our column goes there. Yep. Our column actually goes there. So all we do, connect these pieces, build your column. Now this is where we get a little easier and the window gets a little tighter. As you see, it's only 3 blocks tall. So you're just going to bring this over. Or me personally, I'm going to be honest with you. After you get through these 2 floors, it follows the same structure. It will repeat this process with just a little bit of modification since it's at a disadvantage with the angle. Now, for your first floor, what I do, and this is where it gets interesting, I tried to replicate bank like the tellers at Camden Yards. The tellers on whatever entrance faces the outside entrance, not the parking entrance, the ones that faces like that Hilton. So I tried to do tellers and also, but I didn't do tellers in that regard. I just do little windows. And you see in the later half, I just do it as a design element. I don't actually put tellers there, but you could if you want to with this design. But you're just going to keep it like this. Now, this is where I want to put a little bit of my interpretation into it, but I will not be building it because I don't want to get off my previous build. So if you just want to do it plain boring, all you do is bring this up. You see 2, you bring 3, and then you bring 4, and you bring 4. Now we're on to the front part. I expanded it up a little bit. Now this part is where the most user interpretation comes because I built my design basic and then later in life I feel like I will change it to better replicate how it is in Baltimore. But first, I built this design on the bottom to replicate the tellers. Now, for both sides, I'm not sure. I've only seen one side of it, and that's where you enter from on the by the side by the Hilton Hotel. So I tried to replicate tellers in the way of just glass. So I put glass here, and this is where you can do your panes, finally, and then you're going to build up. Now, this is where you could do something. I chose not to because I didn't know how to replicate it, but now with the new copper, I could come back here and build an awning with copper slabs now that they finally added all the fun copper slab molds. Now, my personal opinion, get copper slabs, just bring them out probably 2, 3 blocks, and then just bring slabs up to make it being like it's held. And I would say the darkest green, as in Camden, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not doing it because I haven't formatted a design yet in my head for that, so I just don't want to do it. And you're just going to do this design. Now remember, you're cutting off the sandstone. Sandstone won't be represented till up there, but you're just going to do 3 windows, a 2 in the middle, 3 windows that are all 3 blocks tall. Then you're going to come up here, 1, and now I'm repeating, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get to a new shade of windows, which now they're just bigger. So 2, 2, and 2 brick, 2, 2. And this was 4 blocks above your other windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to bring back your sandstone. I want to clarify, you always want to have your corners looking like this. You don't want them on the edges because then it looks gross. You want to keep it neat and tidy with the rest of the build. And this is where you're just simply going to replicate almost exactly what you've done over here. You're just going to replicate on a weirder scale because you're working with weirder windows. So this is right here the trickiest part, and I remember building my second variant of this mark. I had to actually go back in my old world and look how I did this because I forgot on why I was not lining up. So you're going to bring the columns out that have 3 blocks on both sides. All your columns are always 3 blocks, and then you're only going to go in 2, right? And then you're doing 4 in the middle. I lied. It's 3 blocks. Delete. This is me from the future, as you can tell by this being done, but we're going to go over your final step. Your final step to your roof, your final step, besides the roof, and besides everything else, because you kind of don't have a building, you just have this one beam. But so you just finished this piece, you just got this done. Now it's time for the final floor. So what you're doing is a block above this. We're going to bring cobblestone, a new pillar type, into the mix. And we're just going to bring it over into the exact same thing, but just all cobble. And then you're going to go up here. Got this beautiful little foundation up here, just chilling up here. We're just going to bring it over all the way. So you're going to have a strong foundation piece up here. So it's going to look exactly like this. Just give it a second. All right. Now we get into one of the harder parts. And harder, I mean, just because I feel like someone's going to mess this up and then get mad at me. But this is the difference between a corner block and a regular, like a connecting, like these connecting ones, and then this corner. This is a corner. It gets two of these, two blocks, right? And then we're going to cap it at that. And then above the center window, the middle window, it gets another window. It's only going to be this little lookout window, so it's not going to be that tall, but it's still going to be there. It's something that lets some air in. And then now that we're over a normal beam, this gets three. It gets three now, and the same procedure, and this just goes on and on. So we're just going to do this just to show, yep. Three, and then you guys would never guess. I'm just going to do it just for the one time, but it's another three after that. And this just goes on and on until what happens? Let's say I'm just capping it off now. Two, and then that's my cap. Just to repeat, just to repeat. I just want to make sure everyone knows. And then we're just going to bring the blocks over like this. And then bam, you got a beautiful next deck to yours. And I'm just going to step back real quick, give it a second, and then I'll get back on to building the other side. Because we need to build this other side. You haven't learned it yet, but I will now show you how to build that side. But I'm just going to give you a quick second, and then we'll get to that. So I did three windows with two that will stay going up. And then I went up four blocks, like that. And then you get to your next set of windows. These windows are 3x2, two 3x2s on both sides with that two running up the middle. And then just one block up, you're going to keep your sandstone back. You're bringing them back. Great reunion. And this is how your corners should look. Never touching. They should never touch designs, but I choose the three design just to make it look nice. You can do a bigger window, smaller window, but this is how we did it. And then this is going to follow the exact same element that we've done. Sandstone, sandstone, window in the back right here. And then we're just going to go up a block, and then bam. This is what you got so far. This is what I got so far. And now this is where the boring part comes in. You're going to have to hold in with me. This is the home stretch, home stretch. We're just going to replicate this onto there. Alright, and here we are. We're on our final two floors. And I already built this. So I just built it. Completely forgot to turn the thing on, so I'm sorry about that. But let's get into it. So you're just exactly replicating exactly what you did over here, but you're remembering that fourth column. Remember, three up, slabs on the third, for the third block, so you build that bridge, bring it over, and then your glass goes behind. And so this is what you should have right now. This is what you should have right now. It looks really bad without, a rest of it, and a roof, and everything else that, kind of makes a building, and a foundation, and support beams, and everything else. But now we finally get into something different for a change. Alrighty, now we're finally on to this. Now, this is where it's a little the exact same. We're just doing the exact same process we just did over here. We're just gonna bring it over here now. You do your signature columns that you've probably done a trillion times by now. Bring these all the way, and I would love to hear if you guys are still listening, still watching. How long did you make yours? Just for reference, make it 30, 40, 50, like go hog wild and do like a 60, like try to do the most accurate version of the Camden Yards building? Or did you just do what I did, make a nice easy 15, 20, 25, just to build the feeling of the Camden Yards building? I'd love to know. Leave what you guys did in the bottom. I love seeing what people do with their baseball ballpark builds. And here we go into our final stretch now. Put that first column for you guys real quick. So what we're just going to simply do is just build what we just built over here on a very small scale. Remember, it's two, and then this. So two, this one, then another little opening for you guys, and then this column. And then we're doing two. What separates this is we get two down the center middle. So if you look down, two down the center middle. And then we're just going to keep doing this. So if you really want to think you're off or something, by this, you should have two blocks running down the continuous middle of this. This two up the middle should never be open. And that goes all the way up here, and then we finally just get to cap it off. So that's just a shortened version of what we just did on the other side. I just built the general outline of what we're doing to the outside of the Camden Yards building. So above, now 2 blocks above your window blocks, we're just simply going to build a outward design. This will be the cap to your roof. It kind of caps your roof off. So it's two, a block, two, block, two, and then four, block, two, 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 two. And so after this up, it's just block on top of each other till they meet in the middle, and then what I personally do is I just put these two just to give it like a grander feel. So you should have this. There's this kind of build, and then we're just gonna fill in all this missing gaps, except we're gonna build a little hole in the build. So we're just gonna cap it here, and then actually take out two, my bad. And then we're just gonna build this in here. Always build that here, and then we build, bam. So you should have this. Just one a block under, you build that window, and this will be the window into your roof. A lot of people could build, I could see a lot of people doing this and just combining this and building just an extended roof. Me and my old build built the roof as a separate, or we just combined this. I've never seen in both my builds, I've never combined it, just the roof on its own. But time to get into what we did over here. So you're gonna bring over here, just bring this out, and this will be your roof. It will be a stone roof, and it should be 1 block above that. And here's the easy part. Then it's stone, and then it's stone stair. And we're just gonna keep doing this until we meet the middle. So I'll show you when we meet the middle. Here we are. I've just repeated the process of stair, block until we meet the middle. I've added a couple blocks on the side just to, hold this up. I'm trying to give the feel. This is what I have so far. And now we're just going to build the center. Now the center, if you did it correctly, bam and bam, they touch each other's backs. There's no, you could just do an extended four roof. I don't like that really. I'm trying to separate this. So I just did that. And that completes it. Is it? That's the Camden Yards building. Um, I gotta say this has been one of my favorite buildings to build. I mean, not to get the resources and survival, but I just want to say this is a beautiful building. The Orioles did a great job with this building in real life. It is one of the most iconic baseball architecture builds, and I'm happy you guys are. If you've got it this far, that means you built this. So you're building this, have an idea in your mind about building this. I want to say thank you for trying to put some real life baseball buildings. I have built the CN Tower. I know that's not baseball, but it's close enough. It's right there. So I have many more buildings that I've been building for different ballparks. I try to build one for each at bare minimum. I have a couple in the workshop right now. I have built a steamer, the steamboat outside of Cincinnati. If you know Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark, there is a big, uh, their batter's eye is a boat. It's beautiful. I love the boat, even though it's not that detailed. It's all right. I built a better version, and I will post a video of someone. If one person says they want it, I'll do it. I'll show the tutorial how they did that. I built the Highmark Tower from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. That's a beautiful building. Built that. It's one of those buildings that stand out when you watch. And I built the Detroit Athletic Center from, of course, Detroit. So I have a couple more in the workshop. Bernie's chalet, some windmills from Chicago, just stuff I see when I watch the games. I go, that's cool. It'd be cool, Minecraft. So I just want to thank you guys for paying attention. And as promised, after this little segment, I'll go into what I've done in my previous world, the world that's no longer available, but I just use for ideas. I took that world into a different world. I actually tried to build it into an actual genuine office. It's a beautiful build. Um, yeah, so one addition you can you like orange frog lights. I think that's the best way to decorate this. That or glowstone lanterns. I want to thank you guys for watching. Um, I don't know, man. It's been a weird life lately. So you know how it be. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you guys updated to like 2 people who probably watch this. It's been real. I'll catch you on, boys, and I'll see you. I'll actually show you how an interior works. Here's a more lit up one, not fully interior. This world's been kind of abandoned, but I come in here to look at the references, some previous builds I built, and we'll be getting into a lot of these soon. I've already shown the CN Tower, my high mark tower, and let's show. So what I did with this building is I tried to make it, in my world I showed earlier, a villager trading hall plus everything else. So here's the stairs. I built a lot of theming around the city of Baltimore. So there's the O's, kind of a nice staircase. It's kind of boring, but it's just how I did it. I did kind of theme black and yellow, or black and orange, because those are the Baltimore Oreo colors. So as you see going into it, I kept it basic. I mean, this is not fully done, because in this world, I didn't need a villager trading center, so I was just going to turn it into an office building, because I was bored. So you see, I kind of organized it by columns, and this was how it's going to go. And this was my main entrance. This would lead you to the clubhouse, because water elevator and all. That's the clubhouse. The clubhouse is all the way up at the top. This is not accessible. You can see the rest of my world through the windows, but this was not accessible through the actual build, as you see, and that's how I planned it to be. Only elevator exclusive, just because I feel... hey, I landed it. Alright. I feel it would, I don't know, just better suit. What I did, honestly, is I built 2 entrances that took up around 3 to 5 of these blocks, these pillars, if you call them. And then I built a restaurant to actually simulate what the real-life Camden Yards building has at a very poor scale, a restaurant inside of it. If you want to go band for band and build this exactly, my next build, I suggest you do something different. I built a transit, which leads down to a very nice subway I built that goes underneath Camden Yards, keeping kind of a more rustic feel that goes down the trains. But this music's loud, but if you really want to go band for band, I would build a gift store here. That's what the actual Baltimore does. They have a gift store there. I don't know. And this was a ticket office. I was going to build into an actual ticket office. But I just want to say, this has been one of my favorite builds. It's always been an icon, and once you see like this, fully lit up in a beautiful Minecraft night while the phantoms come out to seek for you, it's honestly kind of beautiful in a way. Especially next to its arch rival, the Toronto Blue Jays CN Tower. And I just want to thank you guys for watching in this video, looking on trying to enhance your worlds with some icons that aren't really well known. That only if you like baseball or you live in the city of Maryland you would understand. I just like baseball. That's why I built this. I hope you guys have a great one. And hey, maybe I'll be around, so I'll see you around. See you.